MC can get started.
Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. A very good evening to one and all present here. I welcome each one of you to the valedictory ceremony of Sjpuc Month 2020. It's a mark of our undying tradition to invoke Almighty and thank Him for the success. It is once said, one strong song can change the movement, one idea can change the world, but a prayer can change the impossible. Now I'd like to call upon Mrs. Sridevi from the English department to lead us in prayer.
Kindly close your eyes and join your hands for the prayer. Dear God, as we come to the end of the 2-day month proceedings, we thank you for what has been accomplished during these 2 days. May the matters discussed serve as a catalyst to help us move forward and see growth in all areas of our lives. We thank you for helping us conduct this event with the spirit of joy and enthusiasm. We thank you, God, for all the blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We all feel blessed indeed. Next, I would like to call upon Brian Bidappa, the head of the organizing committee, to give the impressions on month 2020.
SJPUC Month was extremely exciting for both the organizers as well as the participants, which was conducted over the span of these 2 days, the 6th and 7th of November 2020. Our first interactive involvements were the simulation sessions held from the 19th September to the 26th September, familiarizing students to the rules and regulations to be followed during the month proceedings. On the 5th November, another simulation sessions, the meet and greet, held by the EB members, went on. This simulation went a long way in leading us to a confident grip on the month rules and procedures and their applications. After registering for the event, the participants were informed about their fields of research and the form of the competition. The 2 days of the events were days of intense activity, as the delegates used their diplomacy and ingenious methods of reasoning and arguments to defend their country's policies. The delegates asserted their country's stance on the floor and were ready to defend it till the end. From the inaugural ceremony to the last debates, day one was a witness to amazing spectacle of tireless enthusiasm. With the proper guidance of the executive board, all the committees made a great headway to their respective topics. The day ended on a high note for all the participants, as productive and constructive debates seemed to be paving way for genuine solutions to the problems under discussion by the various committees. The second day started without much ado, reinitiating the previous day's debates. Soon, it was time for the working papers to be submitted by the various committees, wherein solutions that had been discussed by the various committees would be enshrined. Building on the support blocks and being in a commanding position in one's own block is the key to a manner's success. The 2-day process was an enriching experience for all the members of the teams, in terms of gaining vital insight into the policies and diplomacy of today's world. Thank you. Back to you, Shalom.
Thank you, Brian. Winners don't wait for chances, they take them. I now call upon EB members to announce the placement of each committee. Let's begin with UNSC. I request the EB members of UNSC, Mohammad Yasir Arafat, Kripal and Gowda, to announce the winners. Yes, go ahead.
All right. Yasser is a little caught up right now as he's doing his training. Am I audible?
Yes, Kripal, you are audible. Go ahead.
All right. So a few things that I want to tell. So SJPUC MAN, especially this year, a lot of effort went into it. I would like to thank certain people because without them, none of this would be possible. Firstly, our teacher coordinators, all the teachers who helped us, especially Rupa ma'am, Smita ma'am, Soumya ma'am, Leo sir, the entire technical team, everyone. Thank you so much. And nextly, the main boys, Brian, Advait, Tarun and Joshua, and the other guys as well. So without you guys, none of this would be possible. Thank you so much for all the efforts that all of you put in to make this a success. It was actually, to me, it was a better conference than what we had last year. The turnout in the SC was better too. And talking about committee, the SC was really great. Yasir and I, both of us, loved committee. Everyone were very well researched, even though many of them were first timers. And it's my first SC where the resolution passed. It was a unanimous resolution. So I hope that the actual UN is also so cooperative, and they collaborate and make things pass and make the world a better place. So without further ado, I'll move into the placements. In the special mentions in no particular order are goes to the delegates of Russia and the delegate of Myanmar. Congratulations, delegates. And the Commendable Delegate Award goes to the delegate of the United Kingdom. Congratulations, delegate. And the Honorable Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Germany. Congratulations, SC, SJPUC 120, the representative of the People's Republic of China. Congratulations to all the winners. It was a great conference. Looking forward to more such conferences. And also, I would like to thank Ryan and the rest of the EB members. As planned last year, we had an all SJPUC EB, which is something to be really proud about for all of us. So it was great, and something for the entire SJPUC fraternity to be happy about. So thank you, Ryan, Ayan, Rahul, and everyone else who made this a grand success. Thank you so much. I hand it over to the OC.
Thank you, Kripal. Next, I would like to call upon EB members of UNHRC, Akil Sham Prasad and Lalit Dash, to announce the honorable and best delegates.
Good evening to everybody, respected teachers, participants, and of course my fellow Josephites. Coming back to SJPUC 1 is really special for me because it's something that I was really involved with when I was in college. From the first, the second edition, I attended the first edition of SJPUC 1 as a delegate. In the second edition, I participated and I was a member of the organizing committee. And the third edition was something really special to me because I was the head delegate that year. So it was honestly SJPUC 1 is really special for me, special to me. So, and this edition too I was really shocked. I was pretty skeptical about how good an online MEN would be. I hadn't attended one or chaired one. So I was pretty skeptical, would it actually be nice? How would it feel like? And I was pretty shocked, to be honest, because it was so well organized and everything went so smoothly. And credits to the SJPUC team, credits to the management, the staff, the teachers. I know how hard they must have worked. And of course, the OC members. Great job, guys. Really great job. Even with the restrictions, even with the, with the current, drawbacks of the situation we are in, it was a great conference. So really great job, guys. Really great job. I absolutely loved it. Also, I would like to mention Nikki Srinath. Sadly, he's not with us anymore, but then he was so instrumental. I remember after the second edition of SJPUC 1, so I was to be the head delegate next year. So after SJPUC 1 2.0, I went to him and I asked him, okay, Nikhil, do you mind helping us next year too? He was like, this is something that I'm really dedicated towards. So anytime you need any help, please call me. And he was available every single time I called him. So I just wanted to mention him. Thank you. Lalit, anything would you like to say anything?
I would just like to thank the organizing committee, the teachers. It's always a pleasure to come back to SJPU, not in campus, but through an online platform also. It's always a pleasure to come back and share the experience, the same experience that Nikhil, Ryan, Ayan, and other seniors gave us when we were starting out as delegates. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, OC. Thank you, Father. We'll directly move on to the placements. I know the delegates are quite nervous right now because of the placements. Neil, go ahead.
All right, so delegates, don't be disheartened if you didn't place. Majority of you were first timers, and you guys were amazing, honestly. So hats off to you guys. All right, so the special mentions in no particular order are the delegate of Bangladesh, the delegate of Australia, and the delegate of India.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, delegates. It was all really close. Like as I promised in the first day, I will send you all an Excel sheet with all the scores. So it was really close between especially like 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think it was pretty close. So anyway, coming to the commendable delegate, this delegate was really good, and we were really surprised because after we found out that this delegate was the first timer, because really active in committee and was really active in sending chits too. So delegate of Egypt, congratulations, our commendable delegate.
Congratulations,
Delegate. Now coming to the honorable delegate award, it was pretty close between the honorable delegate and the best delegate. This delegate's points were really good in committee. All his speeches were excellent. He spoke, I think, in almost every moderated caucus. Delegate of France, delegate of France. Congratulations, delegate.
And I am pretty sure the HRC knows who's going to win the best delegate. It's the delegate of UK. Given the experience this delegate holds, he dominated the committee right from start. Congratulations, delegate. Congratulations to all the participants. As I told you that placements is just one part of the MUN experience, but it's the MUN at the main thing that holds the most value, right? Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Thank you, guys. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, OC.
Thank you, teachers. Congratulations, delegate. Congratulations, OC, and congratulations, everybody.
I'd like to welcome the EB members of special session of Bilderberg meeting, Punit Dodle, Sachin Krishnamurthy, to announce the winners.
So good evening to one and all present here. Sachin won't be joining us, so Suchai, the moderator of the Bilderberg meeting, and myself will be announcing the awards for the special session of the Bilderberg meeting. Before we start off with the awards, I would just like to mention how special it feels coming back to SJPUC to be a part of this Model United Nations, because it's almost like yesterday I remember being involved from the very first session when my seniors called me, Nikki Srinath and Nihal Pratap. They called me, they were like, hey, we're having a MUN, so we need to get some stuff organized. We had some amazing experiences because it was the very first MUN and we had no idea how we were going to pull it off. So I remember one incident where we actually went out looking for sponsorships, and without an appointment, we went and knocked on the doors of Infosys, expecting them to just open it for us. The rejection was an experience in itself. From there, in just 20 days, pulling off an MUN was something that I don't even think some experienced colleges and schools would be able to do, because some of the best, so-called best MUNs in the city takes months to pull off with the kind of participation we had. And that is in most parts attributed to the efforts of Mr. Nikki Srinath, who was my senior and the person who taught me how to MUN. He is no longer with us, but his memory will always be associated like with SJPUC MUN, and especially in my heart. So when it comes to the special session of the Bilderberg meeting, it is not a part of the MUN, but it was a simulation of a conference nonetheless. So this had very different powers when compared to other general assemblies and bodies of the United Nations. And majority of our participants in this conference were first-timers, and surprisingly, many of the first-timers too did participate and made an effort in their very first attempt. This committee, excuse me, had even people, I think a delegate from the 8th grade who did speak up and made an effort to speak in many moderated caucuses. And I think that in itself shows a lot of drive in the delegates of this committee. I would like Suchai to now like announce the Commendable and Honorable Delegate Awards.
Thank you, Chairperson. The Commendable Delegate goes to Guy Standing. Congratulations, Delegate. Second Honorable Award, Second Honorable Delegate goes to Jeff Bezos. Congratulations. First Honorable goes to Steve Mnuchin. Congratulations, Delegates. You guys did really well.
Delegates also to mention that the Commendable Delegate Guy Standing was a first-time delegate and participated with consistently throughout the MUN. And in any Model United Nations conference, it is extremely important for there to be consistency and quality both. And Jeff Bezos was really excuse me, was really confident in the way he spoke, and he also executed his speeches really well. But this committee does not have a best delegate. So the first honorable delegate, Stephen Mnuchin, had like the perfect amounts of consistency, structure of speech, and quality of the speech he gave. But regardless of all of these aspects, the reason why we do not have a best delegate in this committee is that there was a resolution passed, or a plan of action as we called it, but not to the standards that we expected out of this committee, and none of which were, you can say, even partially feasible to be implemented by a conference such as the Bilderberg meeting. So the committee was a successful committee with participation, but due to the lack of quality in the resolution itself, not the effort put in by the delegates, we would not be giving a best delegate award for this particular committee. So thank you, delegates. I hope you had an amazing time. Back to the OC.
Thank you. Now I'd like to call upon the EB members of AIPPM, Sairaj Gowda and Tarun, to announce the winners.
Good evening, delegates of this conference. Now, the AIPPM at the SJPC 1 2020 was, I think, much like the AIPPM we had last year itself, where I had the opportunity to oversee so many great delegates who are, going out trying to explore the Indian political scenario. In that context, I would like to say that the AIPPM obviously was a really good committee. But in general, the way I look at MUNs or Model United Nations conferences is number one as a learning experience, and number two as a competition. Now, the competition bit of it is we fixate on through the score sheet that we have, the extremely strict score sheet that we follow. And the learning experience is through the various advice we give across in committee when we are chairing them, or the various kind of things they learn themselves when they're going about in committee. Learn about not only Indian politics, but also about world issues that sometimes get reflected within the four walls of the Lok Sabha or the AIPPM. So in that context, this AIPPM obviously didn't disappoint us. There was that flair that you would expect from the AIPPM. There was that competition, this ability, or this sort of drive to eat each other up because of the competition that they were in, and because of how well known all of these politicians were. And the AIPPM is special that way because United Nations committees that we have been to, or that we have seen in this one especially, are all diplomats, all bureaucrats who are representing a particular country, but politicians thereby don't have that kind of a limit on them. They don't have to follow any sort of a diplomatic procedure. And that's why it's more fun to see these politicians or these students representing politicians in their raw skin. So that being said, I'd just like to start off by saying that there was an extremely strict score sheet. And at the start of the committee, it was mentioned to the committee that just like last year, if the committee does not, nobody from committee crosses 75 on the score sheet parameter scale of 100, then there would be no best delegate in committee. And which is why we would like to say that there is no best delegate in committee because nobody crossed 75 this year. But we still have two honorable delegates because these delegates were really good and they crossed that 68 marks to earn that honorable delegate award. The mark sheet will be shared with the delegates on the WhatsApp group after this particular closing ceremony. So we'll start off with the awards and prize ceremony. I'll read out the special mentions, and I will also read out the commendable delegate awards. Special mentions in no particular order are Shaila Rashid Shora and Shaila Rashid Shora, just 1 minute, and Sitaram Yechuri. The commendable delegates award, we have 3 commendable delegates who were absolutely good in their approach, in the way they went about things, and also really professional. And yet, I think somewhere or the other lacked a bit of leadership. and lacked a bit of more research in what they were doing, but they were really good in terms of portraying their characters. Again, in one particular order, the 3 commendable delegate awards are Shashi Tharoor, Narendra Modi, and Rahul Gandhi. The honorable delegate awards, the 2 will be announced by Tarun. Thank you.
Thank you, Sairaj. Greetings to one and all present here. Members, before I could start with announcing the awards for the day, I would like to first congratulate the OC and thank my teachers for conducting this one. Delegates, you all aren't aware of it. Rupa madam, who is the coordinator for this month, she used to attend our phone calls at 11:50, 12 o'clock at night in order to ensure that this conference runs smoothly. And we also had Smita ma'am, who was constantly encouraging us and guiding us on the right path. I also thank Divya ma'am, Supriya ma'am, Ravindra sir, Merlin ma'am, Soumya ma'am, and Leo sir for his technical help and the technical team for making the trailer and all the support that they had given. I also thank Reverend Father Principal, without whom this particular conference was something that we cannot imagine. All these teachers stood with us like a strong pillar, which enabled us to give such a good conference. The first kudos to the teachers and to my OC team headed by Brian, Joshua, Advait, and Kripal. Thanks to you guys that today I have an achievement which I can remember. With no further delay, going forward with awards, HD in no particular order. These 2 delegates were excellent in all their speeches, in their unmods, mods, with their chats, with the questions that they raised, and their in political intellectualism and the impact on the committee. The winners are former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadavji, and the MLA from Aam Aadmi Party, Atishi Marlena. Best wishes, delegates. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I request EB members of CCC, Rahul James and Tane Botra to announce the results.
All right. Firstly, good evening. Good evening to everyone. Delegates. Firstly, I would like to thank Ryan, the organizing committee, and the management for providing me with this great opportunity to be on the executive board for this particular conference. Like everyone, SJPUC Man has always been really special for me because it had been my first conference. And with this, I would also like to thank Akhil and Sachin for helping me provide the experience I got through in my time in SJPUC and under their leadership. It would have not been possible without them for me to achieve whatever I have little in Model UN in all the conferences I've attended. When it comes to the committee, I think being a crisis committee, I think I'm speaking for everyone when I say I wanted this conference to be on campus, because I'm pretty sure it would have been a much greater experience. It would have been a much greater experience for the delegates and for us to host them. And again, I would like to again, the OC had done a commendable job when it comes to organizing this one, because this was the first online one SJPUC had ever hosted. And considering the fact that you guys had no one to learn from like we did from our previous batches, you guys did a commendable job. Thank you for this. And committee was really strong. It started off really strong. When it crisis committee, you look for strong directives, you look for strong speeches, you look for delegates, you look for delegates having strong point of orders, point of informations, and the committee didn't disappoint. Delegates did an excellent job throughout 2 days, given their experience. I think they did an excellent job. Without further ado, I would like to move on to the special mentions. Over to Uni.
Thank you, Tane. The verbal mentions in the special mentions in no special order are UAE and Yemen. And the Commendable Delegate Award goes to Saudi Arabia.
So firstly, before I go on to announce the best delegate and the honorable delegate, I'd like to thank Tanay and Unni for helping me run this committee in the capacity of a chairperson. And I'd also like to thank Archit, our logistics member, for being there in committee, and Divya ma'am for also being there in all committee sessions. So, I'd just like to say that this is the first time I'm on the executive board of SJPUC MUN, and it feels a bit surreal seeing as how I had started my munning journey here, and it has done a full circle, and I'm back here chairing a conference at SJPUC, and it gives me immense pride and pleasure. So it also felt nice to come back and meet some of my teachers. I thank Smita ma'am and RV sir, two teachers who taught me in school. It felt nice to see them when I came back here, and I'd like to thank the organizing committee who've actually put in a lot of effort. I mean, I was actually first contacted to be part of this month all the way back in January when Tarun and Advait had called me and asked me to chair the CCC. I'm back here. I am a pandemic later, and it's on a virtual conference. So I'd like to thank the OC for calling me and congratulate them on having such a successful month conference. Thank you. So without further ado, I handle the directives of this committee, and I think what split these two delegates was actually not the directors, because they were so close to each other. I think even in the director scoring, they were only close to a 1.5 or 2, away from each other. So, but however, it came down to the overall performance of this delegate, and I think that's where the edge happened. So the honorable delegate goes to the delegate of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the best delegate of the CCC at SJPUC month 2020 goes to the delegate of Iran. Thank you, delegates. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, EB members of each committee, and congratulations to the winners. I now welcome Mrs. Rupa Srinath, the organizer of SJPUC MUN and the head of the Department Computer Science, to organize the best delegation.
Good evening to all of you. First, I congratulate all the participants for participating in the first ever online MUN of SJPUC. So I congratulate each one of you for participating in this. And now I have the big responsibility to announce the best delegation of this conference. The best delegation of SJPUC MUN 2020 goes to DPS East, Bangalore. Thank you. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I call upon the Secretary General, Ryan Khan, to address the delegates.
First of all, a very good afternoon to everyone and all present over here. So it's been a great 2 days. I want to congratulate all you delegates first and foremost for actually taking part in online MUN. I know it's not easy actually taking part, sitting in front of your screen and actually debating the whole day. It takes a lot of effort, and kudos to all of you all. Now, actually, one thing I want to mention before I actually speak about the MUN itself is I've realized that being a member of the batch of founders at SJPUC, Srinath, Ayan, and I, we generally take away all the credit and go. But two of the members from our batch, Abhinash and Nihal Pratap, if they weren't there, they were as important as us, was a lot more. And one more thing, what I realized is, apart from our batch, it was also seniors like Sabil Mekri, who had already passed out. But if it wasn't for him actually guiding us, we wouldn't be able to pull off the MUN. And then to have juniors like Puneet and Rahul, like these boys were so enthusiastic and always there. I think without them being so enthusiastic, we probably wouldn't even have the idea of pulling off this MUN. Thank you so much, boys. Now, one more thing I want to be honest about is when I got the call to come and take part in SJPUC MUN, I was a little skeptical considering it's an online MUN, mainly because I just come off the back of evening in 2 other online MUNs, and my experience wasn't great, honestly. Like, it wasn't the same, you didn't get the same feeling, the same enthusiasm which you get in a typical MUN because of it being online. But one thing I have to give credit to SJPUC, the entire OC logistics and technical team, teachers, everyone is Like the way they conducted SJPUC one with so much enthusiasm, it basically resonated in all the delegates, in all the EB members. Each and every single one of us was actually enthusiastic to actually take part in the month. And one more advantage of it being online was actually that being section and along with me, Ivan Ayan, like being under section, both of us were able to like take part in each committee and actually see in detail how the committee were going, how the proceedings were working. So seeing that, one thing I can confidently say is like each and every committee had people who were just so enthusiastic and just wanted to leave a mark. You know, that really gave me great pride to see like there are delegates in this community, in our circuit still, who really want to contribute, leave a mark, do good. Because one of the things I commonly have this conversation with some of my seniors, my batchmates, MAN colleagues, is that the Bangalore circuit isn't the same anymore. But actually taking part in SJPUC MAN this year and actually seeing how enthusiastic, how well prepared all of us were, and how well everyone contributed, how eager they were. Kudos to you all. Definitely Bangalore circuit isn't dead. It's very much there. And I think it's going to go up all the way. Now, before I conclude, actually, I'd like to give a shout out to Father Principal, the entire English department, specific Smita ma'am, Divya ma'am, the list goes on, and Rupa ma'am, who was heading the MAN committee this year. Like, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have had all these 5 successful SJPUC months to date. They basically formed the backbone of every single SJPUC month, has been father and the teachers. Like, excluding the logistics, excluding the students and delegates, it's always been these people who always pushed us and guided us to do more, to do better. So without you all, it wouldn't have been possible. Thank you so much. Now, before I conclude, actually, I want to mention a thing is like, congratulations to all the winners, first and foremost, DPS East and all the delegates who won. It takes a lot of effort and it's thoroughly deserved. Now, to all the people who haven't won, as both the chief guest, Mr. Aaron and I reiterated in the opening ceremony, is that MAN isn't about winning. It's always about the experience. And fun fact is that a lot of AB members, I've had the privilege of chairing them at one point or the other, be it SJPUC MAN or any other MAN. I've actually had the privilege to be able to chair these delegates, and not a lot of them placed in the first time, considering it was their first MAN. And so something which I always told them, it's something which I learned from my seniors when I didn't place as a delegate, is that the only difference between EB members and the delegates sitting over there actually deliberating is that the EB members never stopped. They never stopped, regardless of whether they placed or not, whether they won first or second. It didn't make a difference. We just wanted it so bad. We gave it all, and we gave it all every single time. So this is an advice I'd give to each and every one of your delegates, to those who haven't placed and to those who have placed, is that never stop, delegates. There's never a limit. The sky's the limit, honestly. Like, you have no idea what you can achieve by just a little effort you'll put. And before I conclude, I'd actually want to give a shout out to all my boys, like all the EB members, Puneet, Rahul, Lalit, Sairaj, each and every single one of you all, Rahul, James. Like the way you all EB'd, like it was actually inspiring. Like it taking me back to the old times of seeing my seniors who were so competent and so perfect in basically everything what they did. All you EB members went to such great details. It was really great to see that happening even to this day in Bangalore circuit. Thank you so much. That would be all. Back to the OC.
Thank you, Ryan Khan. Gratitude is the best attitude. Now I call upon Vivian D'Souza to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I, Vivian D'Souza, am truly honored to deliver the vote of thanks on this special day. Gratitude makes sense of a past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. To begin with, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Lord Almighty for His presence throughout the program. We are indeed grateful to our rector, Reverend Father Brian Pereira SJ, for being a pillar of support. I thank our principal, Reverend Father Melvin Lobo SJ, for his vision and commitment. I also thank our vice principal, Ms. Renuka Zakaraya, for her guidance and motivation. My heartfelt thanks to our campus minister, Reverend Father Wilson Venice SJ, for his valuable support. I thank the MAN coordinator, Mrs. Rupa Srinath, and the organizing committee for relentlessly working towards the success of this event. I also thank the Secretary General, Mr. Ryan Khan, Under Secretary General, Mr. Ayan Khan, Head of the Press, Mr. Rahul Alvarez, members of the Executive Board, delegates, and the faculty members of various institutions, without whom this event would have been deficient. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Leo Anto Richard, Mr. Rohit Melvin, Mr. Vijay Sundar, and the entire technical team for their meaningful support. And last, but definitely not the least, I thank the staff of SJPUC for their dedication and commitment in making this event a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. Now I request the Secretary General, Ryan Khan, to close the 5th edition of SJPUC Month.
Okay, delegates. So that's what, like, I just want to reiterate a point is that never stop, delegates. Always go ahead. Always give it your best. Have faith. Work hard. Faith and toil is the motto. Keep it up. And with this, delegates, with all the power vested in me as Secretary General, I hereby declare SJPUC Month 5.0 closed. Thank you, delegates.
Thank you, Ryan. I request the audience to kindly rise for the college anthem.
Ring out the battle call of duty, unfurl the flag of faith and toil, redeem our soul's eternal beauty, a lifelong victor's worthy spoil. 1,000 such are proudly gone before us, to win and spread with our college renown. Disasters fell with the voices, the chorus, and with her deeds enrich her crown. Faith and toil conquer this alliance, wherein we clasp human hands unto God's. In His control find me true self-reliance, my hand in God's. What are the odds? My hand in God's. What are the odds? My hand in God's. Evil's arms that hold in defiance.
Thank you, delegates. I once again thank all of you for making this event a resounding success. Thank you.